Okay, we've reached the end. I've recorded 5 videos in a row, and my throat hurts because I've just been yapping about Total Drama characters for so long. But we have just the reboot cast now, and I've been excited to do this one because I really like the reboot cast. So yeah, welcome to the video that should be coming out on July 10th, the day I come back from the beach house. And honestly, I could be back already, working on Total Drama Multiverse. I already finished the first 3 episodes for that. If y'all have already hit 100 subscribers by then, Lord willing, or I could just be working on one of the videos I said in the Ridiculous Race video or something else, who knows. But right now, we're going to be ranking all of the characters from the reboot. This includes Reboot Season 1 and Reboot Season 2. Now, I've been saying in all my videos since the first one that I have no biased characters. I definitely do this time. Along with Ezekiel, Scary Girl is my favorite character in all of Total Drama. This is the funniest character in all of Total Drama. Nobody can debate me about that. Every single line she has is hilarious, and she does not have a lot of lines because she only competes in 4 episodes in Season 1 and 1 episode in Season 2. But she has the potential to be a main villain. She has the potential to be a redemption character. She has the potential to win a season, I think, personally. And that's just outside of the bias. You can see that in my Reboot Season 3 prediction. I genuinely think that could happen. But yeah, this is easily my favorite character from the reboot. Hilarious character. Just very well designed character, right up my alley. I've yapped about Scary Girl enough, and she has a huge role in Total Drama Multiverse, so I don't need to talk about her anymore for now. But next is Axel, and Axel's kind of just a B tier character. She's good. In Season 1, she's like kind of a nothing burger, but in Season 2, she's good. I like the relationship with Ripper. That was really funny. She's just a mix between Sean and Eva, though, in Season 1, and that's what kind of brings her down. But in Season 2, she is definitely a lot better. So I'll keep her in B tier. Not much to say about her, though. Caleb, if we were just talking about Season 1, we would just put him in D tier and move on, because there's nothing about him except the fact that a lot of people find him attractive, so Bowie gets him out for being, or immediately for being a big threat. But that's better for Bowie than it is for freaking Caleb. But then Season 2 happens, and he gets a lot of character development, but it's very controversial because he gets it with Priya, and Priya already won the last season. So I think I'm still going to put Caleb in A tier because I liked his part of that. I thought it was kind of dumb how they kept trusting Julia. That was stupid. But I thought he was good. Actually, now that I think about it, he's not better than Axel, so I'm gonna move him down to B tier. But he's good, and if they do a Season 3, I'm excited to see where they take him. Kind of flying through these a bit, but Chase is very funny. I like Chase. I'll put him in A tier. He did not get anything to do in the second season, but in the first season, he did get a lot to do. And I thought he was a lot better than Emma, which I know most people don't agree with. He is really like a terrible person, an absolute jerk. There's one line, I didn't even remember this line until the second time I watched the reboot. But there's one line in the finale where it's Priya versus Bowie. And Emma and Chase are in the confessional together, and he says, I think Bowie should win. And Emma says, why? And he says, because Bowie's a man. That was funny. Very stupid, but also funny. So Chase definitely gets A tier. He's not really going to go far ever again, probably, after Season 1, just because nobody likes him anymore, but he's good. Emma, I'll also put an A, but below. Actually, no. I want to put her in B, and I'll move Axel up to A. That looks better. She was really good in Season 1. I liked her alliance with Bowie. That was nice. Obviously, the Chase and Emma thing got kind of annoying, which is why I'm glad they both got eliminated early in season 2. But I feel like if they rekindle that alliance, Emma could go up if they rekindle it in a potential 3rd season. But right now, she did nothing in season 2, and in season 1 she was pretty good. But I think Caleb is better, so I'll put her in B tier for now. Nichelle is C. D goes for like, D is where it starts to go into dislike. C is where I just don't care about you at all. Unless we're talking about Redonkulous. I'm talking about in this case. Which is why I'm actually going to quickly delete the D tier, because this cast does not have any D tier characters, I don't think. C is for Nichelle, and her and Scary Girl are the only two to never make merge. Yet, if they do a season 3 maybe. But as of now, they're the only two in the entire cast to never make merge. And unlike Scary Girl, who maximized her time and kept coming back after, whether it be in the form of Big Robot or just freaking wreaking havoc, I can't talk, in the season 2 finale, Nichelle doesn't do anything, like, at all. In season 1, she's fake and a fraud and gets voted out because of it, and then in season 2, her whole F Hollywood thing is completely put out the window when Julia gives her a 3-movie contract that isn't even real. It's because she didn't feel like reading it. That was, I don't know, Nichelle never makes me feel anything. So she just goes in C tier. Next up is Damien. And Damien, I've been always rooting for this guy. I'm going to put him in S. I love Damien's character. I feel like him and Scary Girl obviously have a bunch of potential, but I need to stop talking about a potential season 3 because I want that so bad, and if it doesn't happen, I will be depressed. Not really. But in what we do have, him getting tortured by Scary Girl is really funny. I like him by himself, though. I like how it was kind of funny how he, for the first 5 episodes of the reboot season 1, he didn't want to go, and then, or he didn't want to be there, and then the second he did want to be there, he went. So I thought he was good in season 1, but in season 2, I was always rooting for him. I genuinely thought he was going to be winner material, but then he just kind of didn't do much. He got the idol, but that didn't really mean anything because Julia just stole it. So, I mean, he's not the best in season 1, but in season 2, he also isn't the best now that I think about it. I like his character. I just like him, okay? He doesn't do that well in a lot of the seasons, but I just like him in general. And I think he'll go really far. I think, if I'm being a little less biased, I think he's probably the most likely person on this entire list to win a potential season 3. Yeah, that looks about right. Outside of maybe like an MK. Yeah, MK and Damien probably seems like a pretty realistic finale for a potential season 3. So, yeah, I'm going to keep him in S, because I just like him a lot, even though he doesn't do that well. Then we have Bowie. Now, when I first, learned about the reboot, because I didn't know about it at first, but when I learned that it was happening, I thought Bowie was, I already deleted the D tier, and I never made an F tier, but I thought he was going to be terrible. Just because I thought he was just going to be the show's token gay character. He was going to be nothing except, look, I'm gay, hello, and then freaking do nothing else, and then somehow be in the final 3, maybe even win. But thankfully they didn't do that. He also was an antagonist. Now, of course, there is moments where he's like, hey guys, did you know I'm gay? I like boys, I like men. That's terrible out of context. Thankfully, I don't have a big enough community to make an out of context video, because that was bad. But he does have those moments, but he's genuinely just a good character outside of that, and that doesn't hinder his character. His relationship with Raj was, I'll admit, it was done well. At least on Bowie's side. On Raj's side, it was just but on Bowie's side, it was done well. And I like his antagonistic side a lot more. In season 2, it didn't really happen that much, but that was just to make more way for Julia, who is better. So, actually, I think I'll move him down, because I'm looking at the rest of the cast that I'm about to rank, and I think I'm going to move him down to A for now. but he might go back up because he's a really good antagonist. He's better than any antagonist we've had since Revenge, since Sky. He's the best antagonist since Sky, not including other people in the reboot. We'll get to her. Millie. A lot of people hate Millie, put her within the shell down here. I guess I'll put her like here. I don't really care about Millie. I thought I was going to like her a lot more. I thought her book was going to be pretty interesting. But it really, like, she's pretty good in season 1, but in season 2 she just does nothing, really. Why did she even get, oh yeah, no, she pushed Damien down the boot. That was funny. That was funny. That was terrible of her, but that was funny. Outside of that, she didn't do anything. Oh, she also didn't read Priya's book. And then in season 1, she had her whole thing with Priya before it got ruined by her notebook getting shown off by Bowie. But that was just better for Priya and better for Bowie. So I'll just keep her near the bottom of B tier. Let me bring D back because this is making them look worse than they are. Okay, yeah. See, now the cast looks better with the MDD tier. Then there's MK, and MK also goes in A tier. Actually, I feel like I want to move some of these characters down because it feels like a split. You know what? I might just have reboot bias. There is a D tier. Nichelle is D tier. But yeah, that looks better. Actually, that looks better. Yeah. Okay, I did just kind of shuffle around a lot of the list, but you know, it's fine. MK is a good character. I like MK a lot. I'll put her just below Bowie. I think she has a lot of potential if they don't do something crazy with Scary Girl. I think, or just like Nichelle, like I predicted. I think MK is probably going to be a pretty realistic season 3 villain. She's good in the time we do have with her though. I like the thing about her. She got eliminated in season 1 because everyone thought she watched them pooping. That was funny. Like I said with Owen, if you do a well-timed poop or fart joke, it can be funny. And that's coming with me. If you've seen some of my shit posts from a couple years ago, you know I used to like poop and fart jokes a lot. But yeah, I think MK is a good character overall, and there's just not much to talk about with her though. Speaking of poop and fart jokes, we have Ripper. Now, I didn't really care for his fart jokes. That was kind of gross, but I'm putting him in A tier for 2 reasons. One, his relationship with Axel is funny, and I like it a lot, because it's like Jeff and Bridget, but way grosser. And 2, I like the other part of his jokes where he's just like an alpha male, thinks he's better than everyone else. His audition tape is hilarious. Where it's did you know pooping in a bus it's like pooping in a bus is illegal or something like that? I don't remember, but that was really funny. I just find him really funny. But yeah, then there's Z. Yeah, actually, I probably should say Ripper, outside of being funny though, doesn't really have a character. So, like, he doesn't really have to go through like much of a character arc outside of being funny and liking Axel. So I can't really put him above anybody else. Then there's Z, and Z is the GOAT. This is representation done right. You show that he has it, not even just immediately. It's not one of his defining traits. You don't even know. And then you show that he has it, and then he makes some jokes about it, is lighthearted about it, and then it's just there, and everyone treats him the exact same. They don't treat him any differently because of it, and that's peak representation. That's the perfect example of representation, in my opinion. It's not shoving it down anybody's throat, but it's also not being disrespectful to those who have it. Mike or some characters from the Center Camp are on both sides of those spectrum. But Z definitely goes, I'll move Bowie up to S, but Z goes up here. He's a really funny and just a chill dude, and I feel like everyone can agree that he's at least A tier. Wayne and Raj, I'll do these two together. Wayne is the funnier one, while Raj is the one that's more plot relevant, at least in season 1. Wayne won his season. That was very unexpected. I genuinely was thinking that Julia was going to walk away with that dub. But I'll put Wayne in S, honestly. The other hockey bro, Raj, he just didn't click with me as much. I'll put him in A. He was funny, but he wasn't as funny. and I already said his relationship with Bowie was better for Bowie than it was for Raj. So I'll keep that. That looks about right. Actually, I like Z more. Actually, I just like Z. Actually, yeah, just Z's just Z. But I don't know. They're really funny. They're the best comic relief. They were a lot better than I thought they were going to be. They're the best comic relief in the reboot outside of Scary Girl, obviously. And I thought they were just going to be like kind of Katie and Sadie, except hockey people. They were going to be Canadian boy, Katie and Sadie. That's what I thought they were going to be, and they were going to do terrible. But no, they were. Wayne is really funny, and Raj has a lot of plot relevance. So I thought they did these two very well. So I'll keep honestly Wayne above Bowie. I'll keep them higher. Oh wait, actually that reminds me. There's one scene that I really like with Wayne where it's okay. I was joking about that, but there's one scene that I really like about Wayne, where he's listening to the sad music. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure out where Z goes. It's hard to rank him. But he's listening to sad music and he's like, and he's like looking over the pier and stuff. That was funny. But yeah, let's move on before I move Z again. Priya. If we're just talking about season 1, here. If we're just talking about season 2, here. So I think the best spot to put her is here. Just because, honestly, yeah. Okay, I think Chase should go. I keep moving people around. This cast is so solid, and outside of Scary Girl and Michelle on the opposite sides of the spectrum, everyone here, you can at least make a case for being the best character. Outside of, like, Michelle, and that's about it. Yeah, see, like, I'm still moving people. Here, I'm not going to move anybody else till I finish talking about Priya and Julia. Okay. But Priya is a really good character in season 1. While she was literally, like, you could tell by, like, episode 3 that she was going to be the winner of the season, you still would root for her. I really liked the drama between her, Bowie, and, well, mainly her and Millie, but also Bowie. And she just seemed like the perfect winner for a total drama reboot season 1. So, then season 2 happened. She got with Caleb, and they kept falling for Julia's crap, which was really good for Julia's character, but not for Caleb and Priya. I don't know what was going on there. So that showmance was weird. And then I don't even know how they stand in terms of a relationship right now. It's kind of really toxic. And then she made it to Final Four after winning. That's way worse than Duncan, because at least with Duncan, he made it to Final Four and then won a season, but he had a bunch of character development. Priya just was off and on with Caleb the entire season. That's all that happened. And then she honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest, she would have probably won the season if it weren't for Julia's idol, or I guess Damien's idol. Because it would just be Priya, Wayne, and Caleb. And Priya and Caleb would probably work together. So yeah, Priya would probably win both seasons if it weren't for Julia/Damien's idol. And because of that, I have to move her a lot further down, just because screen hog, and no reason to be a screen hog. And then we have Julia, and Julia goes up here. Julia is the best character in the reboot outside of Scary Girl. Julia is the best villain we've had since Alejandro. Heather, the big three when it comes to villains in total drama are Heather, Alejandro, and Julia, in my opinion. And then, like, right under that is Scott, and then Bowie. Julia is goated, and while she also is a screen hog, to be honest, she makes the 4th place in total drama reboot season 1, and then she makes I guess second or 3rd place in the 2nd season. But she's just so good when it comes to strategy, when it comes to her crash out at the Raptor. That was a good moment. Her just being a dick to everybody the episode after that in season 1. And her keeping her personality, not trying to change, not trying to make any new alliances outside of MK. in season 2 and still making it to the finale. That's why I feel like she should have won. Even though I think Wayne winning is pretty funny, Julia should have won that season, in my opinion. Definitely not Caleb, though. I'm happy that didn't happen. But yeah, Julia is just a goated villain. And a goated asshole. She's like Heather without... She's like literally like a new generation Heather without nearly as much plot armor. And I'm excited to see her flop spectacularly if they do a season 3, because there is no way in hell she makes it past like the first or second boot, because her and Ripper are both just cooked if they do a season 3. So this here, let's go through, because I've moved these people so much throughout this tier list video. Let's see, am I actually happy with this? Michelle in D tier, yes. Millie and Emma, I feel like Emma goes up here. Millie can stay down here, though. Caleb, Axel, yeah. Chase, Priya, Ripper. Actually, I'm going to move Ripper here. I'm saying, like, right here, this chunk of characters from Emma to, like, Z, this chunk is all interchangeable to me. Raj, MK. I might move Z, but I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, like everyone here is interchangeable, but outside of the top 3 and then the bottom 2. But I hope y'all enjoyed this very messy tier list video of the Reboot Cast, and I will see y'all probably later today in terms of July 10th, because I'll probably work on another video when I get back. So yeah, I'll see y'all then. Bye.